She smiled at Rickman, and he felt a momentary quickening of his pulse. She was pale, invalid pale, as if she had spent all of the summer indoors, but her skin had a luminous quality, and her eyes, large and long-lashed, were the colour of polished oak in sunshine. She finished taping Rickman's arm and moved on to Foster. Rickman noticed that Foster had arranged his right arm so that it wouldn't flatten his hair. Foster's hair was carefully tousled, as always. He gelled and sculpted it till it gleamed in dark brown spikes. Lee Foster was apt to be vain, a characteristic that both amused and infuriated women. "Be gentle," he said. "I hate needles. He threatened to tell the whole station if I didn't do this," he went on, peeping out from under his arm. "That's despicable, that, isn't it? Using a man's phobia to blackmail him." "You wouldn't believe he used to be a Marine, would you?" Rickman said. "Go ahead, rub it in," Foster said. "Expose all my little foibles to ridicule." Amusement sparkled in the woman's eyes, but she didn't comment, instead allowing them to argue back and forth while she clamped off the blood flow and disconnected the tube. "Best you don't watch this bit," she said when she had finished. "I'm about to take the shunt out." "Nobody takes the shunt out of Lee Foster," he said, lifting his arm from his face and turning his smile onto full beam. "That's my name, by the way." She leaned closer and whispered, "You're not my type." He struggled onto one elbow. "It wasn't a marriage proposal," he replied. Then, "What is your type?" Both she and Rickman heard the plaintive note in Foster's voice, and they exchanged a quick, amused glance. Foster misunderstood. "Him?" he exclaimed. "The rugged Roman profile was all very well in Gladiator, but we're in the 21st century now, love." "Funny," she shot back. "I keep getting a whiff of caveman. Just so you know, the shunt's the bit with the needle attached, but if you want to watch, it's up to you." "I thought you nurses were supposed to reassure your patients," he said, still trying it on, but Rickman saw he had lost some colour. "I'm not a nurse. I'm a phlebotomist, and you're not a patient, you're a donor," she said. "Now, are you going to close your eyes?" "I'd rather look into yours." Those eyes. They crinkled at the corners, and Rickman was reminded for a moment of someone, but the likeness was gone before he had the chance to fix it in his mind, leaving only a vaguely disturbing after-image. "You want to look in my eyes?" she asked. The wide-eyed innocence in Foster's dark blue eyes made him look younger than his 30 years. He gave her his sick puppy smile and gazed adoringly at her. She stared back at him, her mouth turning up into the suggestion of a smile. Then she gave a little tug and Foster yelled. "That didn't hurt a bit, did it?" She lifted his hand and placed the first 2 fingers over the cotton wool ball in the bend of his arm. "Press firmly," she said. "Press firmly?" Foster scowled. "I might just press charges." She chuckled, taping the dressing in place. "Don't lift anything heavier than a pint for the next hour or so, okay?" Foster shook his head doubtfully. "I think I need watching," he said. "By a professional." He paused a second. "When do you get off?" The wintry pallor of the woman's skin suffused momentarily with annoyance. "Where do you?" she asked. Chapter 2. There was a chill in the air. Grace Chandler hesitated on the doorstep, wondering whether to go back inside for a jacket. The sun was just visible as a milky disk behind a thin cloud layer. Grace decided to take a chance on it breaking through. She skipped down the steps, feeling a thrill of excitement at the freshness of the morning and the promise of fine weather. She dumped her briefcase in the boot of the car and tucked her handbag behind her seat within reach. Mossley Hill to Liverpool city centre was a 20-minute drive, but she was late, and the rush hour had begun, which could double her journey time. She turned the car towards Sefton Park and skirted the top of the lake, following the kidney-shaped contours of the park along with a steady stream of rat runners who were also trying to avoid the traffic lights and hold-ups on the main roads. As she drove, she daydreamed pleasantly, thinking of Jeff sitting in the bedroom armchair as she toweled dry after her shower, love and lust in his hazel eyes.